In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to actually apply our system in your business. This is the strategy. This is the marketing. This is how it actually works to make your business grow. Now, if you haven't seen our demo video where we break down the mechanics of like how we're generating leads, how we're using automations, how we're simplifying that whole process, this video right here may not make a lot of sense. So you may want to check that one out first. But either way, let's dive into how to actually use this into your business. Now, understand this. If you have a certain gap, we may be able to solve it, but you need to understand there's 4 problems we solve. You need to have one or more of these. Otherwise, our system doesn't make sense for you. But here are the problems. All right, if you don't have enough qualified or interested leads, we'll help big time with that. 2, if you're challenged by or tired of fighting to get agent referrals, we definitely help with that. 3, poor lead management systems or overall disorganization, big time, we help with that. And then lastly, if you don't have social media or digital marketing that actually works to generate you clients, to get you more clients, we're going to help with that too. So those are the 4 problems we solve. Now here's something else, right? If you're doing any of these things now, cold calling, networking, realtor coffee meetings, open house drop-ins, co-marketing stuff, think about all the time, money, and energy you're likely already using. The purpose of our system is to reduce these often unproductive and mostly unpredictable activities, right? Now, we're going to dive in here into our strategy and process. And this is how we can help revolutionize your business by actually reversing your typical approach. Now, we cover step 1 and 2 in the demo video, and that's about how we're actually attracting tons of serious interest of buyers. And number 2, how we're using automations to make this much more efficient for less effort with you. So I'm not going to cover that here, but we do want to dive into 3 and 4. And this is all about expanding your pipeline so you can get off a roller coaster. So you're not having slow and busy months back to back and all the stuff that most loan officers deal with. And then also how you use this system to get more agent referrals. So this is the approach that will help you get to any goal that you have in mind. Now, step 1 is we want to get the lead before anyone else, right? So this is a big one, right? You are beating the competition and realtors to the punch. This is your first mover's advantage. Tons of hot leads overcomes the biggest challenge most loan officers have, right? Which is not enough opportunities. The next step is to build your pipeline to huge proportions so you have predictable, consistent business and you never go through a dry spell, right? If you've seen the other video, the demo, we talk about ready now, ready soon, and ready later. You're going to have a lot of people in different categories, and this is how you're going to build your pipeline. And building a monstrous pipeline will secure your future. Here's the thing, you got to pay attention to this. Instead of a few months of deals lined up, what you're going to do is you're actually going to end up building a year's worth of deals. It's a big game changer. And then third step is getting equal footing with realtors, because if you control the leads, you can get the referrals in return a lot easier. When you use our strategy of lead sharing here, this will revolutionize your approach to attracting realtor referrals in 2 ways, actually. Realtors will want to work with you and value keeping you in their graces because you are sharing leads. Realtors will also gladly help you convert the leads too, since they will benefit equally and sometimes more than you. And one of the pieces of this equation here is you have to understand that finding the right realtors to work with is part of it. Sometimes you may be lucky enough to find the right people right away. Sometimes you have to work with a handful of realtors before you find the right one to work with. Now, step 4, you just do this over and over again and build momentum. And so now here's something I need to address, right? I see a lot of loan officers stuck at a plateau or stagnant in their business. This is honestly, it's just due to the linear approach of working their business that does not work. And this situation happens because they're constantly chasing referrals or they're just focused in on the next deal. And if you take a look at this chart here, you'll see this is likely what you're doing if you're stuck at a plateau. You're working the deal, and then the next thing you know, while you're working the deals, you're not really building any momentum to get future deals, right? And so your business drops back down. And then you go back to working the deal, and then which keeps you away from trying to find the next deal, and then you're back down. So you constantly are in this cycle. So you're stuck in a repeating cycle here. And if you're in that situation, you will never get ahead unless you break the cycle, right? And that's exactly what this is all about. The surest path to long-term success is to shift your approach into compounding growth, right? Not the linear repeating cycle approach I just covered. We will give you the tools and show you how to flip the entire traditional approach on its head, right? Do a complete 180 by focusing on building the pipeline with ready soon and ready later buyers. Like instead of chasing the overnight deal that's ready right now, what we're going to show you is this is much more powerful by actually constantly building your future pipeline way into the future, right? So this is what will happen when you're following this process in the system is while you're working the deal, guess what? Deals and opportunities are automatically building up while you're currently working the current one. And so your cycle of, starting over and building and starting over and building changes, right? It's a big deal. This is how you will build momentum that never stops and is constantly increasing. Now, here's another way to look at it. This is what a lot of people do, right? They plant the seed and then they harvest. And for your situation, if you're getting all referrals, a lot of times you can plant that seed, right? You talk to an agent or whatever, and they give you a referral, and then you take an application and that deal's closing pretty soon, right? So a lot of people get into actually a bad habit thinking that's how they need to grow their business. And then they eventually hit the plateau because they're missing a step, right? Because that's a linear approach. So chasing the overnight deal is all good and well, right? I totally get that. But a steady approach will win in the long run every single time, right? So this is what you really need to be doing: planting, sowing, and harvesting. And the missing link that you probably had before is sowing, right? That's the part that most people don't understand that they need to have in there. But here's the thing. Realize this though, right? You are never going to have a good harvest without constantly sowing. So that's super important. But here's the thing: our strategy and system make the sowing a lot easier to do. And when you add agents into the mix, it actually becomes even easier. But the thing is, you will never have enough to sow without lots of opportunities, right? You're going to have nothing to sow. So that's where the lead generation system in our program makes it planting automatic, right? It's an automatic process that's constantly building. So hopefully all this is sinking in. But here's another way to look at it, right? So this is the old way. This is what most people are doing right now, the linear approach, right? They're just focused on immediate deals. They have very limited future pipeline that extends past, 2, 3, or 4 months. And so what happens is almost all their business comes from ready now, and they have nothing building up. What we want to show you to do with this program is change this whole paradigm, right? Create growing, sustainable business, because your future pipeline is constantly growing and growing and growing and growing. So if you start focusing on your ready soon, ready laters more, you also have the momentum that creates realtor referrals and customer referrals too. So the more people you touch, the more people you work with, the more opportunities you have. You're going to get people referring business to you too, outside of realtors, right? Friends and family. And I say friends and family of your clients is what I mean here. So this is the big picture that I really want you guys to understand with this. Now, what I'm getting at, this system can completely revolutionize your business, but it does not happen overnight, right? This strategy is predictable, measurable, and scalable, and it gives you referral leverage you likely don't have right now. When you follow the process, 4 to 6 months from now, your business could look very different than it does today. So understand what we're doing is we're providing this, right? A proven plan and a proven system. What you are doing is steadily implementing over time. Rest time's part of the equation. And that's how you get to the goal. You need those first two pieces. You got to have both of those. Now, speaking of both of the things you need, this is our expectations of the folks who work with. You need to be willing to do these things. If you can't do these things, then this won't work for you. First off, you need to be able to follow a process that is probably different from your current approach. You got to trust in the proven process. 2, you have to form new routines, learn some new skills. Falling back into old routines will not serve you here, right? And then 3 is implement steadily. Effort and time are absolutely part of the equation. If you're a lazy loan officer, you're trying to work part-time, you don't really have bigger goals, you don't want to put more effort or energy in anything, you just want to coast, this is not for you. This will not work for you. Number 4, involving real estate agents in the process. Super important. Lead sharing is absolutely going to be critical. It's going to increase your return on investment. It's also going to speed it up. And we do have some awesome strategies, both from the automated side and from, just the psychological, interaction side too. So we're going to show you all that. This strategy is not just about deals from leads. Anybody who thinks that is making a big mistake. This strategy is actually a twofold strategy, and really it's a threefold strategy. But you need to understand it's deals from leads, deals from agent referrals, and actually deals from the general momentum, like I talked about before, where you're getting customer referrals and everything is just rolling uphill automatically for you, right? So one thing to remember, though, I talked about this in our mechanical demo. 95% of the leads do not have a realtor yet. This means every deal you get should be worth 2 or more because of agent referrals. And there's 2 keys to winning more referrals. First off, you understand you need to be different from other loan officers trying to win agent referrals. And that's what we're going to give you, right? This tool is specifically for that. So by sharing leads, this makes you proactive in a positive way. You're not just asking for deals. You're not just talking about what you can do. And then 2 is giving them deals, right? This is money in their pockets. Definitely speaks louder than any words. And that's when you get a pre-qualified buyer that needs a realtor, you hand it out, right? Pretty simple. This is the journey we know that works. It absolutely works, but you have to be willing to follow this path. If you are, this program can be great for you. Now, the programs, we're going to get a quick overview of these. We have done for you clients and done with you students. Just be clear what each one. Clients, they are not doing any of the technical work. They handle leads and use the CRM. That's it. It's ideal for busy loan officers. It's good for teams, branches, or companies, or if you just hate technology, really good. Now, on the other side, we have students. They do some of the technical work, but we do it with them. This is a learn to fish, eat for a lifetime situation. It's great for people who want to participate in our program, but reduce their costs, or they like controlling their own marketing, or maybe if you have somebody in your office that is actually a dedicated marketing person, you can put them through this program. So hopefully that gives you a pretty good idea on what our programs are about and how they work in your business specifically. Again, if you haven't seen our demo yet, you can actually just go to mortgagegrowthsystem.com and watch that demo. And there's a button there to actually see the demo. Definitely watch that, because most of this video probably won't make any sense to you until you see that. So thanks so much.